All right. Well, back again. Kind of down to some of the bare last items. I'd cover a few simple ones. Like this. For camp cooking and eating, I wanted something that I could cook, like little Knorr pouches and other little things. I can take, put them in here, fill them up. Not only will this help keep them warm, it'll also insulate it so I can hold it to make it a little bit easier. Now you're probably saying, where did I buy this? How much did it cost? Well, this is a piece cut from a roll of Reflectix insulation. Purchased at Lowe's for, I believe it was about $25. Not just this, but large roll. I made this with my handy dandy Singer sewing machine. I folded it over, put a nice stitch around it, in lovely yellow, as you can see. Actually, you probably can't see, but it is a bit faded, so it may look white. And this reflective, it may be too shiny. This is fairly simple, nothing too fancy, but it's a simple comfort item for myself. Going on to the next item. These are some items I did some searching. And comfortable feet are important. If your feet get too hot, too sweaty, have issues, it can really ruin your day. So I knew that I wanted a good pair of socks. I've never spent as much for a single pair of socks as I spent for these. These are Darn Tough Vermont, still made in Vermont, USA, guaranteed for life. I can tell you just from holding these, they are very soft. I have not worn them yet, but I have high hopes. They are 59% merino wool, 38% nylon, and 3% lycra. Now for the downside. One pair was, I believe, $23, $24. If they hold up, I think they'll be well worth it. They say they're supposed to be moisture wicking, thermoregulating, odor resistant, and all-day comfort. And anybody that's been in the backwoods working or just having sweaty feet all day, odor resistance will be a definite check and hopefully something beneficial. I bought two pairs. One to wear during the day and one for night. These can get messed up, wet, whatever. Wring them out, hang them up to dry overnight, put them back on the day. These will stay hopefully nice and clean, stay in the bag, put them on my feet when I get ready to go to bed, keep my feet warm, stay comfortable, good sleeping. What else do we have in my sack of treasure? I'm getting down to the last couple of things. Now, I was unsure about cookware. I used to have a really nice set of Revereware camp cookware my grandmother bought me years ago. In the 20, 30 plus years since I had them, God only knows where they are now. I would have liked to still have them. They were one of the best little mini cookware sets for camping I've ever had in my life. But I saw this and it looked fairly nice. So I'm going to start off with this. I believe I paid about $23, $24 for this off of Amazon. Everybody will sit there and tell you, oh, how wonderful. You know, you just flip the lid. You have strainers and vent holes. Those are all pluses. Nice thing about this is, also works for a little bit of pouring, making tea. Most of you probably have seen these. It comes with two stackable cups, which if you have two people will be nice. Or you can make your food in here, put food in one, drink in another, however you should choose. I don't know how much I'll use these. The cups are nice, they're insulated. Be good for hot chocolate, hot beverages, things of that nature. Maybe a Yahtzee game if you bring a pair of dice. The cooker, now that I've gotten it, I'm a little bit concerned. It won't nestle a pack or a little small tank of isobutane for my camp stove, which is something I was kind of hoping to do. I have found that supposedly there is a 3.5 ounce can that will fit in here. I just have not found any locally, and I may have to order them. That is a drawback. For any camping item, one of my prerequisites was things should be easy to get. If you've got to spend more than a week trying to track down the item that you need for camping, then you're cutting your time down. Things should be simple, straightforward, and to the point. Now, this, I'm sure many of you, if you're actually watching this video, I don't know if anybody will ever watch this video. It may be a random video that sits on YouTube for so long that Lord only knows. This is the AOTU, however you want to say it, portable camp stove, hiking, cooking, and wouldn't you believe it's made in China. Comes in a fairly simple little plastic orange box, which I think is great in one aspect because small item, set it on the ground. If it's the wrong color, Lord help you trying to find it later. Now I've seen a multitude, however it can be said, of videos describing this little item. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was about it was somewhere between, I think, 12 and 20 bucks. I forget. I'll try to find the prices later. Rock simple. Flip your valve down. This is your adjuster for on, off, and controlling your fuel. Swivel out your nesting feet. These are what your pot or pan will rest on. Flip out your legs. And like any common sense person will look at this and say, that's going to tip over. You're probably right. But if you set it up properly, give it a little bit of a base, and find a good flat spot, you should be okay. Now, as a basic tool setup, screws down, locks on, has a piezo ignition. Common point of failure. I've seen many of these items with a piezo ignition. Striker fails, have issues with the igniter. It's a handy thing, but keep a backup. Have a pair of matches, any number of things. Why? Because if you can't heat your food and your food requires hot water, you're going to be in a bit of a bind. That being said, for the cost, I think this isn't too bad for getting back into camping. That being said, in some time, it will likely be replaced with something fancier, nicer, who knows. Or I may just figure out ways to modify it. Now, the nice thing with this, you have your nesting cups. That does fit down in there. Make sure, I have noticed, that you line your lid up, or else this does not really seem to sit and lock down properly. For the weight, this is a little bit heavy for people that are light backpack focused. Me, I'm not really light backpack focused. I'm just focused on getting back out there. And that's one key thing I think you should consider. What are your goals? If you're wanting to get back out in the woods, if you're wanting to go hiking, if you're wanting to go do anything in life, what do you want and what do you really need to do it? Do you need a $150 pair of shoes or do you need a $30 pair from Walmart? Most times, just to get started, all you need is what you have in your own house or what you can pick up around for cheap. Don't let lack of funds and don't let lack of anything stop you from getting started. Because getting started is easy. You can go do it even if you're doing it at base. Don't worry about what the people say, because I don't care what type of hobby you want to pick up. The people that are really into it, that really enjoy it, if they see you trying and they see that you're trying to get better and wanting to do it, they're not only going to support you, they're going to cheer you on, and some of them will likely, if you become friends with them, will be wanting to help you do it. They may have hand-me-downs and other things. Communities build up around all of this. I've seen it time and time again. From the skydivers that my father worked with, to campers, to pilots, to boaters. If you find a good group of people to hang out with that are doing what you love and what they love, you'll be surprised how easy things will become. So find good people to be around you and to help you, because that will make your enjoyment of anything 100% better, at least in my opinion. Well, that pouch is empty. Now, I don't know if you can see it, so this is a 60-liter bag, as I said on the video discussing this. It is fairly nice. I should have added some more things when I was talking about it. It does have hiking pole holders on the back. Don't know if I'm going to do anything with hiking poles. What are your thoughts? Do you have anything to say about hiking poles? I have no clue. Like I said, I'm getting back into this, and the last time I went hiking, people were walking across the desert in sandals. Actually, they're probably still doing that. Bad example. So, in this bag, you have a side access pouch, 2 stretch pouches on either side, hiking poles, bottom straps, this locking tab here, which will help seal your back expandable pouch, and a top pouch. Now, in this top pouch, I have a few simple basic items that I have had for a while. Some have little to no use, some have a good bit of use. One thing I've included in here is a Coughlin's emergency blanket. These are ubiquitous in most any camp store or whatever. You may even see these at gas stations. In a pinch, it can do a lot of things. It can be a reflector, it can help you get found. I've heard of cases where it could even reflect radar. I don't know if that's true. It could be a way, if you were stuck somewhere, you put up in a tree and maybe somebody sees you and helps you found you while you're on an abandoned ship or an island. Who knows? But in a pinch, this can help you or allow you to help someone else. You come across a hiker that's been hurt, stranded, somebody that needs a little bit of help. You don't have any way to really help them keep their body warm. This right here, if you don't have your stuff with you, if all this is in your car or in your backpack, you might be able to help someone. So it's fairly light, simple, and I think a good thing to have with you. The next thing I have, and I've left this in this pack. I forget where I bought this. This is a basic magnesium striker. I bought this as a backup for starting fires. I've got to make some char cloth and a few other backup fire starters, but a magnesium fire starter I think is a good backup. Learn how to use one. They're beneficial. All I'm really going to say on that. All right. My Ziploc bag has become damaged. I bought this a while back. This was in my emergency kit because I do believe anybody in any given situation should have a way to filter and clean water. This is a squeeze water filtration by Sawyer. This one hasn't seen any use. You have your flow, get your water. Fairly simple, straightforward. I don't have the experience with this to be a good advertiser for it, but it's also fairly straightforward. Fill this up with your nasty water. Drink through this. Backwash straw to help clean it out when you get home. That being said, one of the things I was taught when I was younger on water, flowing water is usually your friend. If the water in the surrounding area looks good, you should be okay to drink. Now, And that being said, that's also where I would say you should still filter it. Filtering your water in that case will be less likely to have problems. I also would say, watch the animals. Look for animal signs. If you see paw prints around a water source, it's a good indication that animals are coming there to drink. If animals are drinking, it's a good sign that that water is safer and a good location. Also bear in mind, if you see animal prints, keep a watchful eye out for other animals that you could be intruding on. They could intrude upon you and or chase you. Certain animals in certain areas are prone to finding humans interesting. Raccoons, squirrels, they will watch humans. Rabbits. Where I live right now, I have big rabbits. Mutant bunnies. Ones that would give the bunny from Monty Python's Holy Grail or run for his money. The holy hand grenade of Antioch would not save you. But that being said, keep watch of your surroundings. A watchful eye will usually help you keep a foot before anything turns foul. Now, this is the last piece of kit that I have that I'm going to mark out. That one, I haven't really found a good place of where and how I'm going to pack it out with me. And two, I wasn't sure if I really needed it. And it's a camp chair made by ONETIGRIS. I thought to myself, why would I bring a chair? The ground is big enough to carry anybody. I'm sitting on it right now. It's not too uncomfortable, but that being said, on foggy mornings when the ground's still wet with dew, or when you're cold and tired, having a chair is a nice bit of respite. It allows you to relax, feel comfortable, and this is something I can carry with me should I choose. Now, I looked at different ones, and one of the other tents I was looking at was made by ONETIGRIS. I forget the exact model, but their products seem to be fairly well made and nice. This camp chair, I do not remember the model at the moment, so I apologize for that. Comes in a nice little carrying bag, 2 straps. No major issues that I can see. I do find this a little bit confounding. It's like a Da Vinci invention. It's all packed up, and at first it's like some mechanized beast of some ancient piece of hardware that just makes you wonder, how do I make it all work? But once you unstrap it, it all snaps into place fairly easily. It has stretch rope inside. You have feet on the bottom to give you a good stand. Supposedly this will hold over 300 pounds. Lord, I hope it does, because I'm a hefty individual myself. You have a lovely fall fashion color here. I'm going to say that's close to OD green, or along that. You have 2 pouches on either side. The seams around the corner are padded and fairly durable, so I do think they will hold up for a while. They are double stitched and back stitched, and for the most part seem fairly well made. Now, I've set this up once or twice, and one of the things I have noticed that to set this up to help you set your top in place, stretch your bottom in place, and then grab the bottom here and the back and pull out till you hear it click. So let's see how this sits. That's not too bad. It feels a little flexy and wobbly, but I'm stretched out right now, and I can definitely see the appeal of this. Imagine getting up at the crack of dawn and you hike all day, and you get to the end and you want to sit by the fire and just stretch your legs out for a few minutes, let the aches of the day pass away, think about the things you saw, and ponder life. You get those shower thoughts, let's call them. The how is the world going to progress as it is? Whatever you may want to say. And I have to say, I could see where this would be very comfortable. You know, put a snack on one side, maybe a drink on the other, and I could almost see falling asleep in this chair. It is honestly that comfortable. I have to say, ONETIGRIS, the slits on the back, I was kind of concerned about at first, but they allow a little bit of flex to the chair. Chair itself, like I said, I'm about 260, 275 pounds, close to 6 feet, depending on what store I'm walking out of. And this is not too bad. So I believe this was about $35, $40, and I believe I ordered it off Amazon. I'll have to double check that. All in all, that being said, I want to thank you for joining me for my initial setup. Hopefully my next video will come from me taking my first setup. I'm looking forward to going out to the Congaree National Forest. Not sure when that's going to happen. I'm a little bit concerned right now because we are in a governmental shutdown. And I've seen some reports and posts of people talking about don't go out to national forest. There's dangers because there's no security and the rangers aren't out there and all kinds of scare tactics. I don't know. But looking forward to going out and taking a test. This will be an early to mid-fall camping trip. Hopefully when I make that video, you'll be able to join me. Looking forward to it. I've got an idea for a name for this channel. Not too sure how well it's going to work, but we'll see how it goes. Find something you enjoy, go do it.